This is Stock Day. News and interviews from the microcap world. Public information on the OTC, pink sheets, and microcap stocks from around the world. With your host, Everett Jolly.
On today's show, we have a very exciting guest coming with us, Mike Shea. He is the CEO and chairman of International Star Inc., ticker symbol ILST on the pink sheets. Their website is ilstholdings.com. They're in the mining business. Mike, thank you very much for coming on the show today. Tell us a little bit about yourself and International Star.
Everett, it's my pleasure to be with you today and your audience. By way of background, I'm a finance guy. I spent 25 years on Wall Street doing anything from leverage financings to Fortune 500 bonds, equity, you name it, M&A. And in 2008, when the the banking industry collapsed, I went and I joined a private equity firm down in Virginia that was focused on coal mining. I didn't know anything about it, but I was a fast learner, and it was a short stint. Essentially, we bought one property, pulled $100 million of cash, put in 40, and flipped it to Cliff Natural Resources for $750 million.
Nice.
Quite a profit.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, I was not an equity partner. But it did get me involved in the mining business, and I have done some corporate advisory work in industrial minerals, precious minerals, et cetera, et cetera. And I ran across a group that had the Van Diemen International Star, and they were struggling, quite frankly. And so I had the opportunity to be friends with the geologist that had worked on the project, and we subsequently took it over at the end of 2013. The project itself, we're fortunate. It's in probably the safest and most mining-friendly jurisdiction in northwest Arizona, Mojave County. And over the last 2 years, we've put a lot of work into it, no pay. But our analysis and developing credible numbers, I'm quite pleased to say that right now it's an extremely profitable project.
Mike, let me ask you this. Why did you get involved in this project? I mean, there's lots of mining projects that you could have probably got involved with. Why the Van Diem project in northern Arizona?
Great question. Realistically, it is a relatively small project. It is not something that a Barrick or a Newmont would be interested in, but it is very economic. We know the project, and quite frankly, we are ready to go. We've done all the exploration. We have 200 holes. We've run metallurgical testing to optimize the size of the rock that we need to crush to get the most gold. We are right now, there's no more analysis to be done except for going into permitting. And that's where we are right now, and that's why we're looking for some financing to not only go through the permitting process, but also to bring the mine into production.
Why are we talking about gold today? I mean, it's around $1,200. It seems like it's been stagnant now for the last couple of years. Is there going to be a huge upside? We saw oil go from $100 down to $30-something. It's rebounded a little bit. What's the status on gold right now?
Well, it's really interesting, and there's as many views as you can count. I got people telling me it's going down to $600. I got people telling me it's going up to $5,000 an ounce, and everything's going to a gold-backed currency. Real issue is this. We're in a negative interest rate environment, meaning that banks are actually charging negative rates to loan money overnight. Secondly, what you have is uncertainty in the global economies.
Absolutely.
You think the U.S. economies are in bad shape. Look at the other ones. Central banks are buying gold to solidify their financial health. And quite frankly, the geopolitical turmoil of the Middle East, North Korea, etc., people are looking to to move into a safe haven product like gold. It's typical that happens.
So you're at the point of getting the permits. Take us through the process of when we can actually start monetizing and when you think things might happen if you had the funding to go ahead with that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let me just kind of be upfront about the funding. We are doing something that is absolutely unique, but desperate times calls for unique. I mean, the mining industry has been out of favor for quite some period of time, and people, well, there's been a flow into gold. What we're offering people is a direct participation into gold, into the project, the profits, pre-tax profits of the Van Diemen. So, for example, we are looking at this in two stages. Investors looking, the first $2.5 million will get X number of percent of production, 15% of profit. And really what that does is that provides them an IRR of 30%. So $2.5 million in, they get $2.5 million out recouped in year 3, and as well as $500,000 worth of profit, and then they get profit in year 4 and 5. So the remaining amount of money, the later investors still get a great return. We're looking for $7.5 million. But here's the key thing, is it doesn't matter whether gold actually goes up. These investors are still going to get the return. If it goes up, and we believe it will continue to go up just because, geopolitical things and with Britain trying to break off from the EU, et cetera, these things take years to work out. So I don't see, a huge leap in gold, but I do see a steady climb in gold. But again, with what we're offering at International Star and the Van Diemen is that at $1,200 gold, and right now it's $1,270, someone investing $2.5 million, or investors getting $2.5 million, will get their money back in year 3 and continue to reap the profits for a period of 5 years. And essentially, $2.5 million, they get $2.5 million back and about $2.4 million of profit.
So let's recap here a little bit. You're looking to raise between $2.5 and $7.5 million. My question to you is, when you guys get this money, what is it going to be utilized for?
No, that's a great question. Permitting, unfortunately, is a lengthy process. It's a little bit of a start and stop, and it's all with regulatory agencies. We have the great benefit of having a mine engineer consultant who just opened up a mine they're pouring gold today called the Moss Mine, Northern Vertex, 40 miles south of us. But the permitting is going to take about 18 to 24 months. Once the permitting is approved, it'll take us 3 months to do the build out, and we'll start moving dirt.
Today, my guest is Michael Shea. He is the CEO of International Star, Inc. They're trading on the OTC under the pink sheets symbol ILST. One of the questions that I have for you today, Mike, is what makes you guys a little bit different than from other junior mining companies? And God knows there's a whole bunch of them on the TSX up there, Venture.
They are, and quite frankly, and if we had the funding, we'd trade up there too. But I have been a CFO of a TSXV company that dealt with industrial minerals. The cost of being listed up there is outrageous. And I've read an article by, I think, Rick Rule, who's kind of a guru in the gold market. It takes $800,000 a year just to maintain your claims and maintain your corporate existence up there. We do it for $25,000 a year. We have collectively, the 3 management board members, management team, I think in aggregate we've made $10,000 of compensation between the 3 of us. We are not raising money to put money in our pockets. We're doing this because we strongly believe in the project, and our upside is, quite frankly, putting the mine into production. If you look at the way that we are doing things, which is not too exciting to the OTC market,
Right.
we are following, it is the exact same steps as a Newmont or a Barrick or any other major gold companies are doing. It is the right way. There's no shortcuts. I've seen someone, kick the heel in some dirt and found some gold and crazy stories like that. So we are doing it the right way. We're following Industry Guide 7. We've been in contact with the SEC to make sure that we're in full compliance with reporting. And so, it is a small, manageable project. We can get in, get out, make a bunch of money, not only for our shareholders, but also for investors, and do it again.
That's awesome. Today, my guest is Mike Shea. He is the CEO and chairman of International Star Inc., symbol ILST, on the pink sheets on the OTC. Mike, in closing, is there anything you want to talk about that we didn't go over that you'd like to get out to the listeners today?
Yes, I would. We're very proud of what we've done, and we're excited about the project. And if accredited investors would just take the time to go to our website, www.ilstholdings.com, or contact us at info@ilstholdings.com, we would be more than happy to provide you with the information, the backup, show you how credible the project is. This is the real deal, and it is profitable. And we look forward to having conversations with those potential investors. And Everett, I do appreciate you having me on your show today.
Michael Shea, thank you for stopping by on Stock Day with Uptick Newswire Network, and we'll be talking to you in a couple months. Our guest today has been Mike Shea, CEO of International Star Inc. It's on the OTC on the pink sheets under ILST. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.